On a plain outside the village of Shieldfall, Elvar and the mercenary face off against each other. Our heroes, Elvar and Taz, had been traveling on their way back to the Woodwatch when they were waylaid by these villagers of Shieldfall who were curious and concerned about the automatons that accompanied Elvar and Taz. After a failed attempt to talk their way past, Elvar challenged the champion of Shieldfall to single combat.
May I interject?
Of course.
The mayor at the time.
The mayor.
that you thought was just a mayor.
Who we did not realize was, in fact, a quote-unquote retired Ironsworn who goes by a name of Mercenary. Welcome back for another episode of Errant Adventures, the solo actual play podcast where stories are told at the speed of dice. With me, Steve Morrison, your game master and solo player. Now come on, let's grab the dice and see where our story goes. Hello and welcome to 2024. I'm still working on episodes of the new campaign, but I wanted to drop something here, so over the next few weeks I'm going to be releasing episodes that I recorded with a friend quite a while ago. We started a co-op Ironsworn game and played a handful of sessions before deciding to start recording our game. As a result, you're dropping into the middle of the action, so here's a quick recap. My character, Elvar, and his friend Taz, played by my good buddy and fellow game master in our local group, Chad, arrived in the town of Woodwatch and quickly swore an oath to overthrow the witch, Yuda, who terrorized this small village. During the course of their quest, they discover Woodwatch is built over an ancient firstborn mausoleum. They defeated Yuda and meet Deshi, the sole elven guardian who remains watching over the true Woodwatch. Elvar and Taz swear an oath to Deshi to find a way to seal the elven mausoleum for good so Deshi can seek out what became of his people. They travel to an elven ruin and begin exploring it. Inside, they discover a small group of elven automatons, controlled by a metal rod. They take the automatons out of the ruins and begin returning to Woodwatch, hoping that these automatons will resolve their oath. On their journey, they are waylaid by villagers from a small town who are interested in taking these automatons from them. Elvar, using his spear, draws the circle and challenges the mayor of this town to a duel. So Elvar, leaning on his spear, Areshki, has made this challenge, and the mercenary with his heavy banded maul has accepted the challenge, and now we prepare to draw the circle. So as members of the village are drawing a literal circle in the earth where these two will fight, Elvar turns to Taz and says, under his breath, "Well, Taz, do you think I can beat him?"
Yeah, absolutely. Very uncomfortable, not reassuring pat on his shoulder. Taz being slighter and shorter than Elvar. You got it, man. Big maul. He's got to be slow, right? Just speed. Speed's where it's at. And as Taz turns his back with a very concerned look in his face, starts concocting perhaps a plan, at this point, plan C.
Elvar, watching Taz turn his back, goes, "Speed, right. My specialty." As Elvar is a huge, hulking, muscle-bound figure who is not fast.
With a spear.
So, as the circle is being drawn, Elvar is going to grasp Areshki, his spear, and under his breath is going to begin humming a tune that he remembers his mother humming somewhere at some time. And he is going to attempt to keen. So when you hold a weapon and sing a keen for those it has killed, roll plus heart.
Ooh.
So my heart is +2. Here we go.
So that's a match.
So it's a 7 on the action die and 2 7s on the challenge dice for a miss with a complication.
Oh, this is perfect.
Oh, why? Why does this game hate me so? So,
Where's your momentum?
I have 3 momentum.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, no, I'm in trouble.
So while you were doing that, you think of your idea. What Taz is doing when he turns his back is he's actually going to invoke his asset of sway, where he's speaking the person's name 3 times into the wind. He presented himself as the mercenary, so he's going to see what happens when he does that, as he invokes a little bit of the training that he acquired over the years to use a little bit of, I don't know, that little special something in the world to see if there's an answer to their problems right now.
All right, so what do you have to roll for that?
So I roll plus wits, and then there's description on what happens. My wits are pretty good. +3. That is a 5 versus my action die versus a 4 and a 1. So that's a strong hit.
Wow, at least one of us rolls well.
Yeah. So the wind whispers of this person's need in return. So whispering through the wind gives Taz some insight on what the mercenary wants.
Do you want to roll on action and theme to see what that is?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right.
You can do that because I'll read the rest of it. If you use this information or fulfill this need when you compel them, you may re-roll any dice 1 time only.
So we got swear and rival as the action and theme.
Okay, well, he's sworn to kill his rival.
I mean,
is that a little on the nose?
That seems likely, but is there maybe something else he might have sworn to his rival or about his rival that isn't as cliched, or do we want to just go with the straightforward? He has sworn to kill his rival.
No, I think the cliche is bad. I think that's terrible storytelling right now. I think he has sworn something about his rival, and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
We'll get to that point.
So we know that he has
let's
sworn
name the
something.
rival. I think that's the important. I think the wind whispers back in Taz's ear, says oath whispered.
So I've got 47, which is Valeri.
Perfect.
Or Myrtle. Valeri.
Let's go with Valeri.
All right. Perfect.
And yeah, so just hushed in the wind like oath. And then Valeri.
Okay. So I think while Taz is doing that, Elvar is standing there and he's making this humming, and he's focusing on the spear, and he's trying to call forth this elven firstborn magic into the tip of the spear. And I think 2 things happen. So first of all, it was a miss, and I think Elvar has long held this belief that he has elven blood in him, that his mother was firstborn. And some things that have happened to him have borne out that thought. But I think it is still fleeting for him as he tries to grasp for that heritage. And so he's humming this tune that he heard his mother hum before, but he just doesn't quite have the resonance right, and so nothing happens. I mean, he doesn't get the bonuses to his spear, but because it was also a complication, I think the mercenary is also singing a keen and therefore is going to be more dangerous.
Sure.
Which would so here's the question. Should we represent that as his challenge is going up from formidable to extreme, which is a pretty big jump?
No.
Or do we want to call it something else, some other complication involving that? Because my thought was either that he gets more dangerous, or somebody calls Elvar out on using elf magic.
Sure.
To do this. Okay, so he's humming this, and
they're already suspicious of these automatons.
Yeah, and I think the mercenary says something along the lines of, "Hey, none of that elf magic."
Jeez. Yeah. Mercenary's not enlightened.
Yeah.
All right. I like it.
So I am.
Good luck.
I'm in trouble.
So Taz turns around and says, good luck. Kind of offhandedly.
Yeah. And I think Elvar is going to pass the scepter of Kodroth to him, which controls the automatons.
Yeah.
And says, if the worst should happen, take care of yourself, old friend. And then he's going to turn back towards the mercenary and is going to approach. Now, before I switch over to drawing the circle, so I also have the second ability on the Keen asset, which if I had successfully gotten a hit, I would have gotten to take +1 on my draw the circle and gain some momentum. But I did not get a hit. I got a miss. So we're just going straight for draw the circle with heart, and Elvar's heart is 2. So when you challenge someone to a formal duel or accept a challenge, roll plus heart. If you share a bond with this community, which we do not because we've never been here before, I do not get to add +1.
He's an Ironsworn though. Don't we share a bond?
No,
Okay.
No, we do not.
That's not how that works.
That's not how that works. Here we go. Oh my gosh.
Wow, he's good.
8 on the action die, a 9 and a 10 on the challenge dice for another
This
miss.
is going great.
And I haven't rolled poorly.
No.
My challenge dice hate me. On a miss, you begin the duel at a disadvantage. Your foe has the initiative. Pay the price. Then make moves to resolve the fight. If you are the victor, you may make a lawful demand, and your opponent must comply or forfeit their honor and standing. If you refuse the challenge, surrender, or are defeated, they make a demand of you.
Yeah, I mean, you're totally called out in front of everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're shook.
Yeah. So the mercenary has the advantage. Do we want to roll on combat action, or do you want to determine what Morian the mercenary is going to do narratively?
I mean, we can do. It's fun to roll dice. We can do combat action. We can blend the two.
Yeah. Do you want to roll it, or do you
Sure,
want
I'll roll.
Yeah.
I don't think you want me to roll for it. Come on, money. Wow, 4.
coordinate with allies? That doesn't really make sense for this one-on-one duel.
You
So
sure?
yeah.
53.
Use the terrain to gain advantage. So what does this outside area look like? We've just come out of the deep wilds, and we are just barely in the havens where Shieldfall is located. There's some mountainous terrain as we're headed up towards the hinterlands.
Yeah, it was kind of a clearing, like it was a field plains like area.
Yeah.
Some woods. We're coming out of literally the woods on this main road coming up. And so, I mean, I see this as kind of mixed trees but where we are, I think, is a field.
Yeah, but I think maybe it's rocky.
Yeah.
And uneven.
Yeah.
And maybe because Elvar has a spear and the mercenary has a maul, I mean, just from a weapon to weapon standpoint, the spear should be at an advantage. So I think maybe they're starting to circle, and Elvar slips up a little bit, stumbles on some of the stones, and the mercenary closes in a dash and swings the maul.
And I like the flavor wise. I think it sounds cool that it's kind of dry and dusty right now, and he does this kind of weird sweeping circle with his maul and kicks up a lot of dust. So it kind of looks like a whirling dervish coming at you. So there's dust. You're choking. You're a little bit blinded. It's a ferocious attack. There's an intimidating quality to this seasoned Ironsworn.
There is. And I think Elvar, remembering Taz's statement that speed is key here, is going to try and dodge out of the way of this maul attack with his edge, which is only 1.
Go, you're doing great.
Okay, so I've got a 3 on the action die. I've got a 2 and a 3 on the challenge dice, which is a weak hit.
Weak hit.
So I succeed, but face a troublesome cost. I can choose one. Delayed, lose advantage, or face a new danger. Suffer -1 momentum. Take harm, take stress, or suffer some supply loss. I don't want to take harm, stress, or supply right now, so I think I'm going to take that momentum hit, which unfortunately takes me from 3 to 2 momentum.
Well, I mean, you tripped. You're on the ground. You're doing the old I'm rolling around in the dirt maneuver.
Yes, as the maul is crashing down and pulverizing these rocks around him, he is dodging and rolling, and I think he is able to regain his footing, but he does not have control yet. So he is going to attempt to, as he's regained his footing, open up some space between him and the mercenary using the spear. So I'm going to use my skirmisher asset to face danger by holding a foe at bay using spear's reach.
There you go.
So we're going to roll
poke
iron on this.
Get away.
So my iron is +3 and another miss.
Jeez.
So 7 on the action die, a 7 and a 10 on the challenge dice.
The action dice hate you, or the challenge dice hate you.
Everything hates me.
I don't hate you, Steve.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So on a miss, you fail or your progress is undermined by a dramatic and costly turn of events. Pay the price. So we are going to go ahead and roll. Pay the price.
That looks like a good one.
The current situation worsens.
Sure it does.
So Elvar tries to open up some space between him and the mercenary, but the mercenary is too experienced in combat and just stays in close, and they are trading blows back and forth, and they're I think so far like nobody has really drawn blood, but Elvar's not gaining the distance that he wants, and he's fending off these blows with the maul, but it's exhausting as it's very close, and they're barely missing as the mercenary is swinging in towards him. What is Taz doing while this is going on? How does he?
I feel like Taz is trying to give advice, which is totally not helping apparently.
No.
Like, get some space, man. Come on. He's running. It was like kind of like a boxing match. Kind of like you're getting beaten up in there. Just keep him back in the, like, he's positioning too. He's getting to the point where he is closest to the automatons. Just to make sure that, if things go really sour, there's an escape plan. So he's positioning himself that way. He's remembering Valeri in the oath over and over in his head and trying to puzzle that out. I don't know if he's super confident in what he's seeing right now. So,
I wouldn't be.
Yeah, he's saying things out loud, but kind of calculating internally. I mean, that's Taz's MO, right?
Yeah. So Elvar, in close, can't gain any distance from the mercenary. And so I think he is just going to try and clash in close quarters and like bash and, do what he can to at least cut this mercenary in this moment. And so I'm just going to go ahead and clash because I do not have the initiative. And we're going to roll plus iron. So we've got a 7 on the action die, a 3 and an 8 on the challenge dice for a weak hit. So on a weak hit, you inflict your harm, in this case, which is 2 harm. And since this is a formidable fight, that is going to be 2 boxes of progress on this track. But because I got a weak hit, I have to pay the price, and my foe still has the initiative.
Does your foe get to hit you now?
Well, I think that's going to depend on what the pay the price is. Yep, it is harmful.
There you go.
Yep. So
Crunch.
I don't think there's any way out of this since I clashed, other than I'm going to take some health damage. Here's the bad thing.
Yeah.
I have 3 health.
Yeah, you started it off.
Formidable foes deal 3 harm.
Okay. Does that kill you, or you just knocked out?
It takes me to 0.
Okay, are you dead?
No, I'm not dead.
Okay.
So I go down to 0, and I have to endure harm.
Oh, this is where you get maimed.
This is
Sweet.
this is a suffer move. When you face physical damage, suffer health minus health equal to your foe's rank or as appropriate to the situation. Is there any way I can talk my way out of it being 3 harm? I don't think so.
No.
So if your health is 0, suffer minus momentum equal to any remaining minus health, which I dropped immediately, like directly to 0. Then roll plus health or plus iron, whichever is higher, which is good. My iron is strong.
Your iron is strong.
My iron is strong.
Brittle iron.
I've got a 6 on
There
the
you
action
go.
die, a 5 and a 1 on the challenge dice for a strong hit.
When it matters, you roll well.
So on a strong hit, choose one. I can shake it off. If your health is greater than 0, suffer -1 momentum in exchange for +1 health, or embrace the pain, take +1 momentum. I feel like since my health is not greater than 0, I can't take that option, right?
True, you had to get the +1 health.
Well, no, it says if your health is greater than 0,
Yeah, that's not.
suffer -1 momentum in exchange for +1 health.
Yeah, you can't.
So I can't do that one.
Correct.
So I have to take the momentum.
I gotcha.
And my health stays at 0.
Yep.
Ooh, that sucks.
So you get a nice cut in. You're dancing around,
Yep.
and just with speed. You think that the guy with the maul would be slow? No. He is a good counterattack. Like
Quite the opposite.
yeah, knocks your spear out of the way and cracks some ribs, and you go down in a heap.
But I think what happens is he goes down, but he uses that momentum to roll up because I got a strong hit, which gives me control in this fight.
Okay.
And
At 0 health.
At 0 health, yeah. So I mean, I'm wounded. Oh, I'm not mechanically wounded yet. But I could be. I could be soon. So I fall back. Elvar rolls to his feet and he recovers with the spear. And because of the force of the blow, it knocked him far enough back that he's able to get the spear down. And I'm going to try again with my skirmisher to face danger plus iron to hold him at bay.
Oh, poor Hector.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. I shouldn't laugh.
So I got a 4 on the action die, a 4 and a 10 on the challenge dice for another miss.
Yeah.
And I've got... I have nothing. I have no momentum to turn that over.
So Taz is seeing how this is unfolding. It's bad.
Yeah.
He's thinking, oh, plan C. What's C in Elvish? Mental note. Learn Elvish, at least for Elvar's sake. Anyway, so he's kind of, talking to himself, getting caught up in the moment. It looks terrible.
Yep. So here's
yeah, you do your thing and I'll do mine.
So I rolled pay the price, and you are separated from something or someone.
Well, your spear.
Yep. So I think Elvar tries to, bring the spear up, and he's trying to hold him at bay, and the mercenary just swats it out of the way, and I think comes in close and hits Elvar's hands.
Yeah.
And Elvar loses his grip on the spear and it falls to the ground, and he's in a bad spot again. I'm gonna try facing danger. This time, oh boy, this is bad. I think he's gonna try and charge in and grab the maul and try to wrestle the maul away from the mercenary to make it an even, fist to fist fight. So I'm going to face danger with iron as he's trying to pull this maul
It's gone so
away.
well to this point. Why not?
6 on the action die, a 5 and a 3 on the challenge dice for a strong hit. So I get a momentum.
Yeah.
And he pulls the maul away. Does that mean that because I got a strong hit, he doesn't throw the maul away? Does he turn it around on the mercenary? Should I strike with this maul?
Is this stop hitting yourself with your own fist kind of
Yeah.
thing? Where you stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Well, I think he because the mercenary is pretty strong, clearly, but Elvar is also very strong. So I think he just rips it out of his hands.
You're doing a lot of work for no health.
And then swings it around with that maul. Oh, don't worry. I'm sure this will go terribly here in a moment. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna strike with iron. Come on, dice. 6 on the action die, a 2 and a 10 on the challenge dice for a weak hit.
You seem so happy with the weak hit.
He's going to inflict harm, but lose the initiative. So I think that means I'm going to mark 2 more boxes of progress on this fight, which takes us to 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
But the mercenary is able to absorb the blows and then maybe kicks Elvar in that rib that's broken, and Elvar loses his grip on the maul as well. And so now both of them are weaponless and facing each other. You know what? Let's roll on combat action again, because I don't know what the mercenary is going to do here.
Taz is like, oh, maybe Elvar does have this. Elvar. That sounds like elf. All right, 37.
37. Take a decisive action.
So that would be him.
That would be him taking a decisive action. Is that he just charges in and like tackles Elvar?
Yeah, pummel. He knows you're weak. He scored a pretty significant hit.
Okay. So he's charging in. Does Elvar try to avoid this? Or is he just going to clash with the guy?
Speed of mind. Speed of head.
Okay. So I think Elvar is going to attempt to use his edge to dodge out of the way.
Terrible
of this
advice
grasp.
from his friend.
It is. But this is how it goes. So here we go. 4 on the action die, a 4 and a 1 on the challenge dice, which is a weak hit.
Another weak hit.
So he is successfully able to avoid getting grappled by the mercenary. But again, he's going to have to either lose a momentum, harm, stress. I'm actually going to take stress in this case because I only lose 1.
It does feel like a stressful situation.
And I don't want to lose momentum because I'm trying to build that up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a hit to my spirit. That goes down to 2. And Elvar is able to do that thing where you sidestep and kind of like grab and push away.
Yep.
And I think as the mercenary is recovering, Elvar is going to scramble for his spear to try and regain his weapon. I think he probably has to do that with speed.
I think so too.
Yeah. So here we go. Another +1 on this. 4 on the action die, a 5 and a 9 on the challenge dice for another miss.
Totally appropriate.
So you fail, and I must pay the price.
Remember, it's Rocky Train.
Yep. So he goes for it, and I think he trips as the mercenary, again, faster than expected, has recovered and comes careening in at him and like tackles him and like knocks him to the side. Yep. And my roll to pay the price, the current situation worsens, which I think is...
I mean, it doesn't sound like it's getting better.
No, it's definitely not better.
I'm glad the system is predicting the obvious. All right.
So I think at this point now, Elvar is on the ground with the mercenary on top of him, and they are like struggling. Elvar is going to clash.
Oh, this is totally the Christmas Story bully on top of you. Or no, this is the reverse. This is Ralphie punching the bully. Bam, bam, bam.
We'll see. All right, so here we go. Plus iron as we're fighting in close quarters. 4 on the action die, 4 and a 10 on the challenge dice.
Challenge dice hate you today.
They do. So on a miss, you are outmatched and must pay the price.
Getting punched in the face?
Well, let's roll pay the price and see if we come up with something other than it is harmful.
I should not be having this much fun watching your character get beaten to death, basically.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I rolled a new danger or foe is revealed.
Maybe he has a dagger. New danger is that the mercenary is armed. He's on top of you. He's got another weapon.
Yeah.
Or
is there something else that isn't going to involve me taking 3 harm that could be a new danger? So some, like, I guess the new danger could be him pulling out a knife.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and so it's not that I have taken harm yet,
Correct.
But I have to get out of this situation.
Yeah, you see, he's pulled out the knife, and so question.
Yeah.
For me in the audience, when you draw the circle, is it a fight to the death or a fight to the yield? You said you could yield.
Yeah,
at some point.
you can surrender.
Okay.
So I don't think it has to be a fight to the death.
Okay.
So
Why?
Elvar could yield and would be honor bound to answer a demand.
So, mercenary is pulling out a dagger. This looks really bad right now.
It does. Yeah. I don't think Elvar is ready to give up, though.
I'm just wondering what Taz may be doing.
Well, you decide that while Elvar fights for his life here.
Yeah.
So
that's perfect. I like this.
Elvar is going to try to like leverage his leg or arm or something up under the mercenary and just forcefully shove him away. So we're going to face danger with iron again.
Do it.
+3. It's my best stat.
You got this.
4 on the action die, 2 6s on the challenge
You don't
dice
got this.
for a miss with a complication.
So this is when Taz is going to start yelling out. Just letting you know.
Okay.
He's taking what's the word? Fiat. He's taking executive control of the situation.
So what is he going to yell out?
basically, he's going to yell, he's going to say, hold! We can help with Valeri! And he's going to try to compel.
The pay the price I rolled is a friend, companion, or ally is put in harm's way.
Oh. Perfect.
So here's my question, and I rolled a complication as well.
Yeah.
Now, I'm okay, since you're not involved in this draw the circle, I'm okay if you don't want this. But what if Valeri is here in the crowd? Like, what if he's in the town, and you start to say that, and he steps up and does something, whether that's threaten you or...
Sure, I mean, I can say that, and...
Because I don't know that I don't know that the mercenary is paying attention to anything other than trying
Well,
to...
I yelled hold, you know.
I don't think he's paying attention to that necessarily.
Oh,
Because
no.
I don't think that somebody outside the circle can call for an end to the fight. I think it has to be the combatant has to surrender.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Well,
so I'm just saying.
No. The idea is if you create enough chaos around the actual situation where you may die, you might not die.
That's fair enough.
So we'll see what happens. So I was actually trying to charm, pacify, barter, or convince. Probably convince. Am I lying? Taz is not very honest either.
No, I mean, he's not.
Did I actually mean it that we can help? Probably not. I'm probably trying to say, can I rationalize that I'm lying about this?
I mean, I feel
Do
like...
I actually think am I actually going to help with Valeri? No. All right. Good luck. Oh my goodness, that is not good.
Which is perfect, because I feel like with the friend, companion, or ally is put in harm's way.
Yeah, so I failed. My roll, because I only have +2 in Shadow, is a 7, which sounds great, but the challenge die is an 8 and a 10.
Yeah, it's not going to do it. So,
no bueno.
I think it sounds like, what we were talking about is true, which is he just isn't listening.
And I've just now made probably an enemy?
And yeah, I think, yep. I think I think Valeri now turns and eyes you because
there's a saying about frying pans, isn't there? In flares?
Oh yeah, absolutely there is.
Yeah, sorry. Valeri is staring at me now. I would like to note that Taz does not see this.
Yeah.
So this is air quotes hidden enemy.
Yep.
I think that's much better.
Absolutely. Which could save Elvar if that complication arises where somebody comes up and tries to stab you, because that might throw the whole circle off.
This didn't work,
so.
And Taz is now thinking, what is Elvish for the letter D? That's plan D. Okay.
Meanwhile,
back at the
ranch, Elvar is in a bad place here. He's got 4 out of 10 progress and is not in control whatsoever. However, there is a move called Turn the Tide. Once per fight, when you risk it all, you may steal the initiative from your foe to make a move. When you do, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. Is it time? Is it time to turn the tide?
Yeah, this is your Hail Mary pass.
This is the moment. So Elvar is going to call out to whatever gods he might believe in.
The Elvish ones in his mind.
Yes. And he is going to call on them for strength and power as he once again tries to lift the mercenary off of him. I think the mercenary at this point, the knife has come down and Elvar is holding the wrist and is barely holding it from his throat.
Yeah.
And with this burst of strength and energy, he pushes the mercenary up off of him, and I get to make a move at +1. Do I go for the spear again?
Or do something cool, like spin his momentum or what? Yeah, you pick.
Because
I like this.
Because I think Elvar has a knife on him too.
Sure. Yeah, it makes
so
sense.
He could pull a knife and try to stab
the old 2 spies knife fighting.
Yeah. All right.
Scenario.
So I'm gonna strike.
All right.
I'm gonna strike. I get +1, so I'm at +4 on this roll as he strikes with his own knife. 10 on the action die, a 9 and a 6 on the challenge dice for a strong hit, which means I get to inflict +1 harm, and I retain the initiative, And I get a momentum because of the turn the tide. So I'm going to mark 3 boxes of progress. Now, here's the question.
Yes,
I'm at 7.
Absolutely.
My challenge dice have been really angry at me all.
Yeah, but you turn the
session.
tide. You've now mastered them.
So, okay, so he stabs.
Don't let me influence your decision making.
He stabs. No, I love it. He stabs the mercenary, and the mercenary doubles over a little bit, and blood is gouting out from this wound. I think Elvar hit something vital, and Elvar is going to call out to him to yield. And I'm going to roll end the fight. I've got 7 progress. I'm rolling my 2 challenge dice.
Yep.
A 1 and an 8, which is a weak hit. I will take a weak hit.
That's been your jam today.
That has been my jam. So on a weak hit, as above, which is the foe is no longer in the fight. So I have defeated the mercenary.
Lethally or not?
Should we ask the Oracle? Like, we should probably ask the Oracle.
No, I feel like narratively, it's our game. He's more fun alive, probably.
Okay. So he yields, but
how does he yield?
So on a weak hit, as above, you must also choose 1. It's worse than you thought, endure harm. You are overcome, endure stress. Your victory is short-lived. A new danger or foe appears, or an existing danger worsens. Could be Valeri, right?
Yeah. I was going to note something. I did not pay the price. I just assumed you're paid the price, technically speaking.
Yeah.
But I mean, theoretically,
I think the pay the price was that Valeri noticed you.
Yeah, but that came up from your action.
Yeah, but I think
You dovetailed it.
I think my argument for that would be Valeri being present at this fight.
Yeah.
Is my complication. Him or her focusing on Taz.
Yeah.
Is the complication for your miss.
I feel like that needs to not be resolved, but propelled a bit as well.
So my other options are: you suffer collateral damage, something of value is lost or broken, someone important must pay the cost. You'll pay for it, an objective falls out of reach, others won't forget, you are marked for vengeance.
Can you roll? Is there a statistical, or do you have to pick?
I mean, there are 6 options, so I could roll
D6.
But one of those is endure harm, and I don't want to endure more harm.
Well, you don't have to take it, do you?
Gotta live on the edge. You suffer collateral damage. It was a 4. You suffer collateral damage. Something of value is lost or broken, or someone important must pay the cost.
I like the first option.
So I'm kind of torn between a new danger or foe appears.
Yeah, I do like that one.
Or marked for vengeance.
Oh,
because like, is the mercenary really like he might yield? But is he gonna be okay with that?
He didn't seem like a reasonable, enlightened actor.
Right.
He seemed like a tough guy.
Yeah. So do we want to go that avenue, or do we want to go that Valeri does something in this moment? Like, their rival is weakened in this moment.
Oh,
do they
see what you're doing?
Do they step forward and, cut his throat? Do they
actually? That would. Oh, that's perfect. I think he comes forward, kind of thing. Like, maybe he is another person of repute, and kind of yells out to the crowd, kind of stops it. So it's clear this outsider is the better, and what I've spoken is true. Morian is obviously not our leader, and then stares down at him. Leave. And like, maybe everybody turns their back. There's some sort of weird tradition here. So everybody's turning their back. This guy turns his back, glaring at me as he turns his back, this Valeri person. And then, silently, quietly, battered or whatnot, this mercenary gets up, goes over to his maul, grabs it, looks broken, but then has that red mist over his eyes and stares right at you. Oh, we both made friends.
Yeah.
I love it. Steve.
I think though it would be interesting if we came across him in the future, because since we are I don't know.
Can we add something? Is this where we can add additional vows or doohickeys?
Yeah. I'm going to add Morian the mercenary as an NPC on my sheet here.
Yep. And Ed Valeri, right?
Oh yeah.
The dynamic duo of vengeance I guess Valeri doesn't have vengeance out for me. More like, how the hell does he know my name?
Yeah.
And
Like, what does he know?
This is a serious problem.
Yeah.
He must be eliminated. Or questioned vigorously. So we're not out of the town yet.
No. I mean, we're not in the town.
Yeah, well, outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just metaphorically speaking. We are still in the thick of it.
Because, I mean, Elvar's in a bad way.
Yeah, I mean, cracked rib, you zero, like, yeah, you are...
Yeah, because he, like, literally goes over and grabs his spear.
You're not dead at 0?
No.
That's nice.
Yeah. So what happens is if you hit 0, you have to endure harm.
Yeah.
And if you roll poorly on endure harm, which thankfully I didn't.
Okay, yeah, that was...
Yep.
Got it.
So if you roll a miss, basically, you lose a momentum, and then you have to mark wounded or maimed, or roll on the following table, and that's where rolling on the following table involves death. But since I got a strong hit, I didn't have to mark wounded or maimed, which is good because it means that I can heal naturally. I don't have to, like, do the move to clear that track, basically.
Got it.
So we can just go camp somewhere, and you can.
Oh, you think they're going to let us camp somewhere?
Not immediately, no. So I think here's the thing, though.
That's a positive outlook on the situation.
Trying. So we succeeded.
You did succeed,
and the draw the circle means that we get to make a demand, a lawful demand, and your opponent must comply or forfeit their honor and standing.
And it seems like they do have a code,
yeah.
right?
And so I think
we're building that.
And I think this demand is not to the mercenary; it's to the town of, like, let us pass in peace.
Don't hinder us.
Yeah.
We need to keep going.
They agree to that, and so they head back towards Shieldfall.
They don't look happy about it, though.
No
smiles.
And Elvar is heavily leaning on his spear.
Oh, we'll have one of the
holding
robots carry you.
I don't know that Elvar would be okay
Taz
with
is
that.
definitely pushing this idea. Just a piggyback ride, maybe.
Maybe like
not cradled.
Arm over the shoulder. Prop him up a little bit. So does the mercenary, like, he storms off in a different direction?
Yeah.
Maybe to return again someday.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Nothing like making friends.
And I think we can call Valeri now the
new mayor.
The new mayor of Shieldfall.
Shieldfall. Apparently, maybe that's why they're so good at this drawing the circle. Maybe that's how they become mayor. That's through armed conflict.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's nice when things just don't go right, but they
go right
when
lethal.
They
need to. Yeah.
Yeah, you rolled your 2 strongest hits on not dying, essentially,
yep.
or finishing things off.
Yep. Which is what I needed. Okay, so we have successfully gotten past Shieldfall, which was a complication on our journey back to Woodwatch, which we have now 3 boxes of progress on that journey.
We need to camp.
We need to get
more supplies. You need something higher than 0.
I need healing.
This is the fun, exciting camp roll time, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
We get to actually use the maneuver, make a camp.
Yep. Unfortunately, that is roll plus supply.
Is it really?
Our supply is 2. Should we try to resupply first?
Yeah.
And because resupplying is plus wits.
Hey, that's Taz's jam.
Yeah. So I think Elvar is in no shape to go hunting.
No.
But Taz certainly can.
Taz scrounge around. All right. Plus 3. Oh, it's a week.
Week hit?
Week hit.
Okay.
I got a 4. Challenge is 3 and 7.
So we can take up to plus 2 supply, but you have to suffer -1 momentum for each that you want to take.
Sure. I'll do both.
Okay, so that'll take us up to 4 supply, which is good.
As he's kind of grumbling, I'm back down to 2 momentum, but I think it's worth it because Taz is doing yeoman's work and double duty of
absolutely
finding firewood, killing squirrels, whatever.
Yep. Do you want to go ahead and roll the make the camp as well?
Oh, sure.
+4.
+4, sweet. I rolled a 6. Challenge die are 4 and 7, so it's another week hit.
Another week hit.
A week camp.
So
I'm doing all the work.
That's right. Yeah, you're doing all the work. So we can choose one. We can take +1 health for you and any companions.
No.
Suffer -1 supply and take +1 health for you and any companions.
So you just keep minusing supply to gain an additional health.
If we had gotten a strong hit, we could have chosen 2.
Oh.
And so basically you could get 2 health.
Got it.
But since we can only choose 1, obviously we would choose recuperate over partake.
Are you sure? Okay.
We can relax and take +1 spirit. We can focus and take +1 momentum. We can prepare and add +1 to our undertake a journey.
I feel like Taz wants to prepare.
Okay.
Or if I could take the +1 health and give you health as well on top, I can't do that. That's not that option, right?
So
I think that's how it's worded, but I'm at 5 health. I think Taz wants to. I think he's in total Boy Scout survival mode. Let's get the hell out of here.
So each of us can choose one.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the strong hit is you and your allies may each choose 2.
Yeah,
and then the weak hit is choose 1. So I'm
getting there.
I'm gonna take +1 health.
Yeah. So you're not. You're definitely broken ribs.
Yeah, we've bound my wounds. Maybe set a rib.
But you could theoretically walk for a day.
Yes, absolutely.
No more carrying you on the.
No more.
Hey, looking
more
great, Elvar. Maybe the robots don't have to carry you anymore.
That was a little closer than I expected it was going to be.
Yeah, but I had complete faith in you, man. You were. I mean, like lightning out there. It was a thing of beauty.
I kept remembering what you said about speed. And
yeah.
I don't think speed is my
No.
ability.
I think stick to the poking them with a spear. I think that's didn't go so well with this guy, but hey.
No.
Weird, huh? How that shunning, like Valeri, just.
How did you know his name?
Well, I mean, I do the thing, right?
Sorry.
Hey, I'm someday sorcerer, right? I'm gonna be. We'll get some books.
Of course.
I'll read up on it. But
yes.
The trick I learned, back in the day, orphanage. Yeah, I use it.
And what does he want?
I don't know. Just said it was swore an oath. Well, apparently the mercenary did. The wind gave me the name.
Interesting.
They didn't seem to like each other, apparently.
No, very much not.
I thought he was going to kill him, honestly.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
It's almost like I saw it happen in my mind's eye.
Yeah, same here. Anyway, I scouted up while you were resting away. I think I've got a pretty good beat on the path we should be taking here. There's a little cut through the valley to the north.
Then let's go.
So I got a +4 on this bad boy. Let's undertake the journey. Well, that's good. I get a +4 on that. So I have a 6, but challenge is 4 and a 7. So weak hit.
Weak hit. Okay. So on a weak hit, you
4,
reach a waypoint and mark progress, but suffer -1 supply.
Yeah.
So that's fine. So our supply goes down to 3, but we are going to mark 3 boxes of progress because it's just a troublesome journey back to Woodwatch. And we are heading up now through that section of the Havens that we sort of skirted through into the hinterlands.
We have some mountains to get through now.
Yeah, so we reach a waypoint. What does this waypoint look like?
Ooh, standing stones. Can it be standing stones?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Kind of like in the lowlands, the hills, as you're approaching the mountains, there's a flat top area with some standing stones from way back.
Yeah, and I think, we probably stop and, we don't need to actually make the move, make a camp again, although I guess we could if we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we make camp there for the night and then get up and, continue on our journey
I like
the
to
next
think,
day.
Yeah, these are there's a mix of superstition and fear, but also, Ironsworn and people who travel know these places as pretty... Elvar obviously would like them because it's connected probably to the Elvish peoples that lived in this area long ago. Perhaps. Nobody really knows. So we probably didn't camp literally at the stones, but there's clearings.
Right.
This is like the rest area along the freeway kind of place for some travelers. There's typically stocks and goods for wood, from rangers and things like that happen. That's what I see in my mind.
I like it.
Do you want to make camp again and heal, or are you good at 1?
I feel like I want to get back to Woodwatch.
Me too.
So let's just
keep running.
Let's undertake another leg of this journey because I think one more and then we can close it out.
2 and a 5 in the challenge, but I got a 6 on my action die.
Nice. So strong hit,
strong.
Reach a waypoint. If the waypoint is unknown to you, envision it. Ask the Oracle if unsure, and then choose one. You make good use of your resources, mark progress.
Mm-hmm.
You move at speed, mark progress, and take +1 momentum, but suffer -1 supply.
I think we are moving at speed, aren't we?
Yeah.
We just want to get home.
Yeah, we want to get home. So take a momentum, and then we are going to mark 3 more boxes of progress on this journey, which is going to take us to 9. I think we can reach our destination.
Okay.
So we have now moved up through the base layer of the hinterlands, and we're now approaching
familiar
Woodwatch.
terrain.
Yep.
We know this place.
So do you want to finish the journey and roll reach a destination?
Yeah. What?
This is just the challenge dice versus 9. Our progress is 9.
3 and 7.
3 and 7. Strong hit. Beautiful. So the situation at your destination favors you. Choose one. Make another move now, not a progress move, and add +1, or take +1 momentum.
Let's just take momentum.
Yeah, go for it.
Get back up to that 4.
So as we approach Woodwatch, let's set the scene. What does Woodwatch look like?
Woodwatch is we discovered a burial site.
It's an abandoned elven ruin that is cut into this huge tree. Yeah, the trunk of a tree. And we found this ruin inside because there's a stronghold in Woodwatch that was under the sway of a witch by the name of Yuda. And our first vow was to overthrow Yuda and save Woodwatch from the control of this witch.
There's a human settlement built on top of this area, and there's literally a fort built around this tree.
Mm-hmm.
And we met a friend. There's an elf here, isn't there?
There's an elf, Deshi, and that's the current vow that we're on, was to travel to a nearby elven site and seek out elven lore to seal off the Woodwatch. Because Deshi is the last elven guardian of this elven burial ground and would like to leave it behind.
Yeah, get on with his life or death.
But he doesn't want to leave it unguarded. He doesn't want to leave it open for human grave robbers to enter and destroy.
And we spent many a moon seeking out places, and we found some ruins, which elvish background, a magical place, and found our automatons. 4 of them, right?
Yes, which are not the elven knowledge that we were seeking.
No.
But I think
It's like a Band-Aid. It's a really good one, though. So we're going to have to give the scepter to... Oh, man. Can you imagine the lore that we're starting in this town in Woodwatch?
Yeah.
Like the ruler gets the scepter and the automatons. It could go totally south very quickly.
But I also don't know that we need to give up the scepter because we can command them to guard the Woodwatch. And then we go off.
Doesn't that sound like arming a security alarm system that we won't be around to turn off?
A little bit.
Yeah, okay.
But why should we?
Why do we care?
Why do we need to turn it off? Like we want
Don't go in.
Don't go
to
inside.
The fort. Magic robots are going to kill you.
That's right. So here's the interesting thing, right? We only had 3 boxes of progress on our mission to go to the Elven Ruin.
Yeah, we really didn't truly come up with the knowledge, like any deeper insight other than we discovered a ruins that happened to be a location where elves practice magic and whatever. We didn't even really discover what that is. We just knew that there was heavy influence. They had those conduits of almost like electricity or a crystalline structure in these ruins that's where we found the robots.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, that's literally all we did. We were like, we're getting the heck out of here.
Yeah, because we came close to death a few times in that ruin.
So slightly intimidating.
We figured we found what we found and then we got out of there.
Can we level up? How does that work?
So we need to fulfill vows in order to do that. Yep. So so this leads us to the question, right?
Yeah.
We have, I'm going to mark another progress. So we're at 4 progress on that because we've returned with the automatons. I mean, there was a chance that we were going to lose them there. So I think that counts as progress towards this, but we're only sitting at 4 progress.
So I can roll die now?
So we could try to.
What happens if you fail?
Bad things.
Really? If you fail a vow roll?
Let's take a look at the move.
This is a great educational moment. Thank you.
So if you fulfill your vow and you miss, your quest is undone. Envision what happens, ask the Oracle if unsure, and choose one. You recommit, clear all but 1 filled progress, and raise the quest's rank by 1.
Oh, it feels like stupidity.
Or you give up, forsake your vow.
No, we won't do that. Here's the problem. Our characters don't know where they're at in terms of accomplishing their goal.
Right.
We may think we have done our job.
Right. But I think we could very easily say, we get back with these and Deshi could be like, that's not enough. And then...
Like we as Elvar and Taz or we as Steve and Chad.
Yes. Yes.
Which we? Yeah. Okay.
So that's the question.
Yeah, so that's the conversation. I think that's great. I think Deshi could be like, yeah, this isn't what I was really thinking.
Yeah.
But thanks for the muscle, but you've really not answered the question of...
Yeah, all you're doing is setting up guards that can be destroyed.
Yeah.
We're not actually sealing the Woodwatch.
Yeah, and that was because it's been corrupted to a degree. That's what we determined. And there needs to be an answer to how we can make it safe again, really truly close it off and seal it away.
Yeah.
So we just brought guards. I get that. So yeah, all right. So he could reinvigorate. Hey, great job. Go back to the ruins or find something else. We need more knowledge.
So is there another ruin, or do we have to make a trip back? And
it's a shitty conversation, isn't it? Like we go through all this effort. It's been like probably months, and he's like, nope,
not enough. Not enough.
Damn it. I imagine that's going to be a night of, go think about it, kind of send us away. We're in our cups at the inn or whatnot, kind of debating what we need to do.
Yeah. Does he know of another site?
I mean, Elvar, I do not want to go back.
I want to go back, but I
know you want to go back, but...
I understand your reticence, my friend. I don't want to force you to go back. I would like to go somewhere and find an answer to this problem.
The problem is... there's only one site of elvish lore and magic that I'm aware of in these lands, which is where we went to.
Agreed.
If we're not ready to face that again, we had to find other places of learning. You were into this elf stuff. Where have you been, or where would you go to learn more about your people? And Taz says that very sarcastically.
I don't know, so I'm going to ask the Oracle. Does Elvar know of any place else that has some sort of elven learning?
Taz held back. He was about to say elf shit, but,
Yeah.
You be a little respectful. Go for it.
I think it's 50-50.
Okay.
So 51 or greater, yes, Elvar knows. 74.
And he's like, Taz might be like, why didn't we do this in the first place?
So
kind of thing.
I think here's the answer, which is Elvar looks at Taz and says, well, I know one place, but we swore we weren't going to go back there.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Frostcrag. That's where my mother lived for years, and I know there's a cave half a day's walk from the village.
Taz knows that he has a vow to seek vengeance, essentially, over the person who... They come from an orphanage, Elvar and Taz. That's how they know each other, and weren't treated well. It was basically kind of like recruit young boys to do nefarious things, stealing, kind of like a thieves guild by proxy, so to speak.
Yeah.
And Taz has not forgotten that. So, but he knows that the person he swore the vow against or for is no longer there. He's become almost like a politician or crime boss somewhere, like a capital. But still bad memories, right?
Yeah. So he says, we could try to find that cave and see what information is there. Or we could see if Deshi knows some other site.
As exciting as a cave outside of lovely Frostcrag may be. Yes, let's ask Deshi, and if he has no other guidance, we have one of two options. Back to the ruins, and most likely certain death, or a trip down memory lane. All right, and he just drains his cup. I'll see you tomorrow, and he's having no more conversation. Goes to bed and rests up.
I think Elvar stays a little longer and is going to try and talk to some of the folks in the community and, try to, because we came into this village, we swore this vow to defeat Yuta the Witch, and we succeeded at that. We installed a new leader who is a little less
witch-like,
possessed by some sort of evil spirit.
Yeah.
And I think things are probably better here, but we don't have a bond with this
not yet
community. So Elvar is just going to roll plus heart.
Can I ask a question? Is this coming over the next couple days? We're kind of regrouping?
Yeah, I think this is the next couple days.
I think what Taz will want to do as well is start to resupply and get geared up. I mean, he's a planner. That's his kind of thing. So I think that's when it's appropriate, we'll work on that.
Cool. 7 on the action die, a 5 and a 6 on the challenge dice for a strong hit.
There you go.
So this is actually perfect because on a strong hit, you and your allies may each choose 2 from within the categories below. here are the categories: clear a condition, recover, or provide aid. So clear a condition has, and again, you can choose 2 within this. We actually don't need to worry about clear a condition because we don't have any conditions on us.
You almost did.
Almost, yeah. So recover. So we can choose 2. Take +2 health for yourself and any companions. Take +2 spirit. Take +2 supply. Take +2 momentum. So
we can do health and supply?
So each of us can choose 2.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
So I'm the supply man. I will get us back up to 5. We're only at 2. It's maybe a waste, but my health is full. My spirit is full. I don't need the momentum right now. We use supply a lot.
Yeah.
You do you. You do your health thing, but I'm gathering. Can I make my own roll though too?
You can make a resupply roll.
So I could do supply, get us to 4, do a momentum as well, right? Am I reading that right? We each get to pick 2?
Yeah, we each get to pick 2, and you could take +2 supply, which would take us to 5.
Oh, I thought we were at 2. We used 1.
We went to 4, and then we went back down to 3.
3, okay. So yeah, I'm doing that. Up to 5, and then 1 momentum?
2 momentum.
2 momentum. Jeez, up to 6.
So I'm going to take...
Getting all momentous.
I'm going to take 2 spirit, which takes me to 4. I'm going to take 2 health, which takes me to 3.
Cracked ribs takes a while to heal from.
Yeah. Now,
It's just been a couple days.
Here's the other thing. On a hit, you and your allies may each focus on one of your chosen recover actions and roll plus heart again. If you get another strong hit, you add +2 more for that action.
Oh, yeah.
On a weak hit, you take +1 more, but if you get a miss, it goes badly and you lose all benefit for that action.
Like, if I'm doing it from momentum, then does that reset me to 2?
No, it just means you wouldn't get any plus to momentum.
Well, of course I'm doing it. Plus heart?
Yep.
Taz is feeling good. Elvar's looking a little rough, and he's talking to people, doing his I'm an elf, I want to be a leader of men someday thing.
Yep.
Taz is just getting set, getting prepared. Maybe he's going to find a horse.
Maybe.
Oh, that's... Horse.
Yeah.
Horses.
All
right. How do I do my plus horse finding? How does that work? Horses.
I mean, that's
what he's thinking. He's thinking horses.
So, I mean, that would just be supply.
Yeah.
So we're full on supply. So I think we're good there.
So I'm pretending to be up horses.
Yeah.
And so he's feeling good about that.
But the thing is, if you get a horse, that could help us move faster, which is, momentum.
So I'm doing momentum roll.
Okay, cool.
+1. I have 1 for heart.
Go for it.
Miss.
Okay. So you do not get any bonus. You do not get +2 momentum from that original thing. So lose 2 momentum.
I like to think Taz is running in circles around the town.
There are no horses.
Yeah, there are no horses. He's kind of bummed out about that.
Yeah. He loses a little bit of time.
Elvar has had enough of him talking about, would you lay off a fucking horse thing?
Yeah. Elvar is not going to double down because the chances of losing out on health, even 2 health, is not worth it. So I'm just taking the 2 health. I'm not going to try rolling again. So I'm staying where I'm at. After a few days, Elvar and Taz head to speak with Deshi. I think we should probably ask the Oracle, right? Does Deshi know of another site?
Yeah, because then we have to pick between most likely certain death or homecoming tour.
Do we think it's almost certain, likely, 50-50?
I think it's almost certain. He's an elf. He's been around for a couple centuries. Why didn't he tell us in the first place? Maybe he's just wondering if we were worth backing?
Maybe it's because this other one is a little further away from the other one. And so...
Yeah, because he put us in the right direction in the first place.
Yeah, so he sent us to the first one, which was the closest of the ruins that he knew about.
Okay, this one's... Yeah. This is going to be a journey.
Almost certain he doesn't.
It's
0-2, which is a no. I had to get 11 or greater on the dice, and I got a 2.
That seems appropriate.
Yeah.
He's probably been up here for...
a long time.
A while.
Yeah. So he does not know of any other sites.
Maybe he's a little not right in the head. Being that alone for that long sounds lovely.
So he says, like, I know of no other place than the ruin I sent to you.
Damn it, no horses. Gotta go back to Frost Creek. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Elvar, I think, says...
No social graces whatsoever right now. Taz is just an open tap of frustration.
Elvar says, Deshi, I will continue searching until we find the information to help you seal off this mausoleum to our people. And
Deshi raised eyebrow.
Yeah, Deshi, Because the trigger here for Elvar is if we finish this vow and it goes well, he's going to form a bond with Deshi.
I like how this is our vow.
Yeah.
Taz is no care whatsoever.
But Taz has, I think, always kind of followed along where Elvar has gone because somebody needs to keep him out of the
exactly. Somebody needs to point him in the right direction. Yeah. He has the idea.
Yep.
Taz is the get her done.
So Elvar emerges following Taz and says, well, Taz, are we going back to the ruin?
No. We know where we need to go. I mean, it's the only lead we haven't explored. If we find nothing, then yes, we can detour back there. Do we know where Frostcrag is in relation to all this stuff? We never put it on the map, did we?
We've never put it on the map, so...
It can't be too far away from Woodwatch.
Still in the hinterlands?
Still in the hinterlands. Closer to Tempest Hills, maybe. And there's a little clearing in the far north of this map where all the mountains are. Because that's an entire valley right there, so from Woodwatch, it's maybe a couple days journey back to the east to the center of the north map. So we're going home.
So I think Taz says that about, we know where we need to go. And Elvar says, to Frostcrag it is.
We don't actually have to go into the town, We could just go to the cave.
That's true.
Yes. I've thought about this.
This is a good plan. To the cave.
To the cave.
And then back.
Cave's not on the other side of Frostcrag. Of course it is. It's got to be on the other side of Frostcrag. No, it would be to the north, right? Where the mountains are. Perfect.
Yeah. All right. So we will head off to Frostcrag.
That's lovely.
Thanks for listening to Errant Adventures, and thanks so much to Tabletop Audio for the lovely ambient sounds and music throughout the episode. If you enjoyed the show, please spread the word, and if you want to support the show directly, leave me a review or buy me a coffee at ko-fi.com/errantadventures. If you want to interact with me, I'm at Errant Solopod on Twitter and Instagram, or you can email me at errantsolopod@gmail.com. I also post campaign-related materials on my website, errantadventurespod.com. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you next time.